The Muslim Apologist, thank you for your super chat. Was the Gospel of Mary Magdalene present in any early Christian canon?
Okay, so Christian canon, that's a fantastic question, thank you. So Christian canon really didn't show up until the 4th century and the Council of Nicaea 325. Council of Nicaea was a really messy affair because it lasted a year. That's why sometimes there are like different dates, 323 or 324 to 325, because all bishops from Alexandria, Constantinople, Rome, and Gaul were invited to participate and agree what's going into Christian canon, right? And it lasted a year because nobody could agree with anything, and half of the bishops left in anger, and what was it really about? It was about Constantine the Great, who was an emperor of Rome then, who decided that Christianity is going to become the ruling religion, and then Theodosius and so on, the ruling religion of the Roman Empire. And they wanted to make sure that the teachings that are going to be canonical teachings, which is canonical means according to the rule, Roman rule, are not something that embarrasses the empire. It's not something that undermines the role of the emperor, right? So they could choose only the teachings that actually strengthen the position of the emperor, that things could be the way always been. It's just that instead of having many gods, you would have one god or maybe a trinity, right? So basically, canonical teachings started in 4th century after the Council of Nicaea, and they were the teachings that again conform with the Roman rule. And all other gospels, early gospels, and we know that the Gospel of Mary Magdalene existed already in early 200s at the latest, possibly even 990s of Common Era, and others like, for example, Gospel of Thomas, which is a very early gospel, were not accepted. And my theory is that they were not accepted because they were not conforming to the rule. They were not about royal bloods. They were not about, obeying the emperor. The famous saying from the Bible, give to emperor what is emperor's. And the gospels that were rejected do not say anything like that. They present Jesus, and in this case also Mary Magdalene, as a carrier of his teachings, but tell us to work on ourselves independently. These are the teachings, so you have the peace and you have the level of awareness and consciousness and greatness that I have achieved, right? So to answer your question, they were not part of any canon because they were right from the beginning rejected, but they were not rejected until the 4th century. Right? So the 4th century, when the Roman Empire said, now, if we are going to be Christian, this is what Christianity means, and it has to support the Roman Empire, and it has to support the role of the emperor as, representative, as a high priest also, right? Because he's representative of the religion, as he was during the Roman Empire. So the Gospels, now coined as Gnostic Gospels, that do not conform to this kind of rule, were rejected, because they were basically too independent thinking, and they focus on our own, what can we do for our own spiritual growth, rather than obey a Messiah or obey an emperor, or embarrass the empire, or because they are quite more from the point of view of an empire, they are very anarchistic, because who wants, if you're an emperor, do you want a free-thinking citizen? No, you don't, right? Because then why would anybody, respect royalty or, an emperor if you don't believe that he's divine or better than you, right? If it is all about spiritual attainment, what is a spiritual attainment of an emperor? Maybe Marcus Aurelius maybe had some spiritual attainment because he was a great philosopher. I give it to him. But the majority of them were warriors, or some of them are complete degenerates, right? So, so no, the Gospel of Mary Magdalene was never included in early canon, because like other Gospels that do not conform to the Roman rule, they were basically not included in the Gospel during the Council of Nicaea in 325.